Family, friends, and guests, welcome to the 306th commencement exercises of Bowling Green State University. Let the ceremony begin. Tradition is to begin each ceremony with Sounds of the Centennial, an original musical composition written by BGSU alumnus Ryan Nowlin, major of the President's own United States Marine Band. This piece was commissioned to celebrate the centennial of Bowling Green State University. Please rise and join us in honoring our spring graduates, led by the deans of the academic colleges in order of their founding at the university. In keeping with the significance of this monumentous occasion, we ask today's attendees to observe several courtesies. To our audience and guests, please do not enter the commencement area or obstruct the movement of today's participants. A professional photographer will be taking pictures of our graduates. In honor of our graduates, please silence your cell phones. In addition, we ask our audience and guests to remain seated for the recessional while the platform participants, faculty, staff, and new alumni recess. Once the graduates leave the seating area at the conclusion of our commencement exercise, you may join them at a reception at the front of the Stroh Center in Schmidhorst Heritage Hall. Upon leaving, you are invited to explore campus with your graduate. Parking is free. To our graduates, please follow the directions of the commencement marshals and ushers. Following the ceremony, you are invited to visit bgsu.edu/commencement for a website that highlights today's commencement and your time at BGSU. Thank you. Please join us in welcoming representatives of the faculty of Bowling Green State University. Please welcome the President's Platform Party. Board of Trustees Chair and Alumna Marilyn Isley. Members of the Board of Trustees. Honorary degree recipient, former Ohio Attorney General and former Chair of the Board of Trustees Betty Montgomery. Academic deans and our Faculty Senate representative. Provost and Senior Vice President for Academic and Student Affairs, Dr. Joe Whitehead, and the 12th President of Bowling Green State University and alumnus, Dr. Rodney Rogers. We now invite Bowling Green State University's U.S. Air Force ROTC Detachment 620 to present America's Colors. Please remain standing for the national anthem under the leadership of vocalist Mackenzie Hangler, a Master of Music Performance candidate of the College of Musical Arts. Gentlemen, please remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Good evening. I am Dr. Janet Hartley, the Chan K. Han Professor of Supply Chain Management and the Associate Dean of the Alan W. and Carol M. Schmidhorst College of Business, and I have the honor of serving as the University Marshal for today's ceremony. I want to thank Ms. Hingler and BGSU's U.S. Air Force ROTC Detachment 620 for the performance of our national anthem. Please be seated. It's my pleasure on behalf of the faculty to officially welcome you to the 306th commencement exercise of Bowling Green State University. This occasion offers an opportunity to come together as a community of learners to both celebrate and reflect upon our graduates' many accomplishments. For each graduate and for all of this is a significant day. It is now my pleasure to introduce the 12th president of Bowling Green State University, Dr. Rodney Rogers.
Thank you, Dr. Hartley. So good evening, spring 2023 graduates, parents, families, spouses, partners, friends, and special guests of Bowling Green State University. Today, we are here to celebrate a very momentous occasion indeed in the lives of 2,604 graduates. And it is my privilege to begin today's address by recognizing those who provide the leadership of Bowling Green. So first, let me introduce the platform party. And as I announce their names, please stand and remain standing. And I would ask that you would hold your applause until the end. Board of Trustees Chair and Alumna, Marilyn Isley. Trustee and Alumna, Willa Ebersol. Joe Whitehead, Provost and Senior Vice President for Academic and Student Affairs. Alan Rigel, Faculty Senate Representative. An honorary degree recipient and alumna, and the first female Attorney General of the state of Ohio, Betty Montgomery, and former chair of our Board of Trustees, Dr. Bob Sebo. A round of applause for these individuals. Thank you. I would now also like to introduce the deans of our academic colleges, some of whom have led their participating colleges into the ceremony. Jennifer Waldron, Vice Provost and Dean of the Graduate and Professional Programs. Dawn Chanou, Dean of the College of Education and Human Development. Ellen Schindel, Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences. Jennifer Percival, Dean of the Allen W. and Carol M. Schmidhorst College of Business. Jim Ciesla, Dean of the College of Health and Human Services. Jenny Gallimore, Dean of the College of Technology, Architecture, and Applied Engineering. Bill Mathis, Dean of the College of Musical Arts. Andy Kurtz, Dean of our Firelands College. Simon Morgan Russell, Dean of the Honors College. And Sarah Bushong, Dean of University Libraries and the Vice Provost for Faculty Affairs. Please join me in a round of applause. Thank you. So great universities are comprised of great faculty. They are absolutely at the heart of the academic mission of any university. Their teaching skills, research, creative activities, academic expertise, the involvement in our students' education are the hallmarks of a Bowling Green experience. And so I would ask the faculty that are here today representing all of our faculty, if you would please stand and be recognized, I would appreciate it. Thank you to the faculty and staff of Bowling Green. Thank you. So here we are, and we certainly recognize that the past several years have been an interesting journey with COVID-19. However, seeing our graduates in front of us today, I am reminded of the progress and the purpose of why we kept at it, never giving up. And despite all the significant challenges, we constantly remained adaptable. Not just as individuals, but as a community and as a university. And so I just want to start off with a simple message to our Spring 23 graduates, faculty, and members. You did it. Against the odds, you found a way forward. Together, we should be so very proud of what you have accomplished to move forward.
That's what we're promoting right now, inclusivity.
Just to show people that we care about one another. I think
you have an obligation. Somebody got you here to say.
So I urge you to make a difference in this campus.
That roller coaster, just for the individuals that are here, we do not have a roller coaster on our campus, okay? That's in another part of the state. So as we begin our ceremony, I want to share a few additional statistics and facts about our spring 23 graduates. So first, I am pleased to report that our graduates and their classmates spent a great deal of time studying and doing research at the library. I have been told that you have downloaded 2,862,731 research articles, and there were 144,238 visits to the Learning Commons. Now, we tried to calculate the number of Zoom and Microsoft Teams meetings. We really did, but quite honestly, there were too many, and so we gave up. But our Chief Information Officer tells me that you consumed 325,987 thousands of terabytes of data on the Wi-Fi. Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus, I don't know. No, it was studying, I know. Now, studying does take fuel, and BGSU Dining tells me that our graduates ate a lot. Over the last 4 years, our students consumed 285,643 pizzas, and the Starship robots have had 381,470 deliveries. I understand one member of this class actually had 1,686 deliveries while they were at Bowling Green. So who was that? So, we are absolutely celebrating the great accomplishments of a great group of graduates this weekend. And as a public university for the public good, you have absolutely created public good by recognizing the importance of paying it forward. And so those involved in student life and in our various signature co-curricular activities, they've averaged 94,701 community service hours each year. And in this past year alone, our students raised more than $500,000 in support of nonprofit organizations. That's very impressive. And the value of a Bowling Green degree you're about to receive has quite honestly never been higher. We continue to be ranked as a Tier 1 university by U.S. News and Report, and according to the Wall Street Journal, for the third year in a row, our students overwhelmingly said they would choose their university again, our university. They would choose it again, ranking us as the #1 public university in the Midwest and tied for the #1 public university in the United States. Thank you. So at Bowling Green, we know that our students have a world-class opportunity here, and we hope that you have been empowered to do good. And that's more than just words or a tagline. It is absolutely our promise. And this graduating class embodies that promise. As I mentioned, there are a total of 2,640 degrees that we will be celebrating this weekend. 14% of our graduates are students of color. 65% are women. There are 114 international students representing 32 countries. We have an 18-year-old receiving an undergraduate degree, and we have a 62-year-old receiving a bachelor's degree, a 27-year-old receiving a doctoral degree, and a 74-year-old receiving a master's degree. So as you can see, our graduates include both the young and the young at heart. You are diverse. You come from small towns, suburbs, big cities. You are from different parts of Ohio, the United States, and from all over the world. Some of you have perhaps completed your degree completely online, and I know this may be your first time physically being on our campus, and you're meeting your colleagues and your classmates for the first time. However, each one of you have found something in common. You all have found a university where you can belong. You found your place at Bowling Green, in the classrooms or in the laboratories, in the residence halls, in the clubs, in the student organizations, in Greek life, or on our athletic fields. You made Bowling Green your community and your home. And graduate students, you have found your place in the Bowling Green community as well. You've worked with faculty and mentors, conducted original research, created and taught and guided our undergraduate students. You have contributed greatly to our learning community. And so in recognition of these many accomplishments, I would like to ask a number of students to please be stand and to be recognized. So many of you have grown through experiential learning and co-curricular involvement. And so if you have studied abroad, participated in a learning community, completed an internship or co-op, got involved in service learning, conducted research, taken part in an opportunity that has provided you a leadership experience such as student organizations, honoraries, advisory boards, athletics, club sports, residence education, student government, and/or teaching and research assistantships, would you please stand? So that's the power of a Bowling Green education. Thank you. And so finally, I would like to recognize the heroic service of our United States veterans, active and ROTC members of the armed forces who are graduating today. Would you please stand and be recognized? Thank you for your service. Please be seated. So earning your degree today places you in a very, very select group of people. Less than 7% of the world's population has a bachelor's degree or higher. You have clearly earned it. But with your degree comes immense responsibility. You see, not only have you invested in your education, and not only has your family and friends perhaps invested in your education, but by attending a public university, the citizens, residents, and taxpayers of the state of Ohio and the United States have invested in you. We are absolutely counting on you. Now, we also know that not one of us has gotten to where we are without the support of others. And for our graduates, I'm sure a lot of people who have helped you during your time here at BGSU, they may be here or they may be somewhere. And so in the spirit of our 1987, boy, that seems a long time ago, doesn't it? 1987 commencement speaker, Fred Rogers. Mr. Rogers. Does anybody remember Mr. Rogers? So, in 1987, Fred Rogers was our commencement speaker, and I am going to ask, like he did, that you take 10 seconds right now, 10 seconds, to think about the people who have helped you get to this point in your journey, the people who supported you, who were in your corner. 10 seconds. I'll watch the time. Okay. Thank you for taking that short amount of time. So I could imagine, though, that the people that you might have thought about that made a difference in your life, I am sure some of them are with us today. And so it is my pleasure and honor to honor them. So, would the parents, the spouses, the partners, the children, the grandparents, the family members, friends, or anyone else who've helped these graduates, would you please stand and be recognized? And thank you. So, in closing, and before I invite our provost and senior vice president for academic and student affairs, Dr. Joe Whitehead, to the podium to introduce our honorary degree recipient, I'd like to just speak directly to our graduates. And so if you'll just allow me a few final minutes to perhaps share a little bit of advice, if I might. So soon, you will be graduates of Bowling Green. And we absolutely want you to go out, reinforce, and create public good. Of course, that starts with each one of us. So if you would allow me, I ask three things. So first, I hope you will always remain curious. Ask questions is how you remain curious. So ask questions before you judge others or maybe a situation. I'm reminded of Reinhold Niebuhr wrote in the 1930s. He talked about, it was between World War I and World War II, that, sometimes we humans, we vilify the people we disagree with, and sometimes we humans have an exaggerated confidence in our own virtue. So I would just ask that you always ask questions and be curious. It's important to always be curious and make sure that you collaborate and you learn from a diverse group of peers that you may not necessarily agree with, but ask questions. In short, never ever stop learning. This is just the next step on your journey. Be curious. Number two, I ask that you remain bold, and don't be afraid to take action. Don't be afraid to tackle messy challenges. The world needs more problem solvers and doers. Remember, it's not the sound of the flock, but the movement that causes the flock to take flight. Talk is cheap. Be bold, take action. So be curious and be bold. And finally, I ask that you always be kind. The world needs more kindness. Curious, bold, be kind. Because if you do these things, you will absolutely do well, but you will also do good. Congratulations, graduates of Bowling Green State University.
Thank you, President Rogers. Good evening, everyone. Tonight, in addition to awarding degrees to our graduates, we have the honor and privilege of granting an honorary degree. Colleges and universities have been awarding honorary degrees for generations. These degrees are symbols of the recognition and acknowledgement of significant accomplishments. It is the highest honor that an institution may bestow. Tonight, we continue this highly honored academic tradition. Following approval by a unanimous vote of the Board of Trustees, we honor Betty Montgomery with a doctorate of public service. Public servant, political trailblazer, Ohio's advocate. Today's honorary degree recipient, Betty Montgomery, is a proud BGSU alumna, earning a bachelor's degree of arts in English in 1970. Betty Montgomery is an attorney at law, and she was Ohio's first woman attorney general and first woman auditor of state, where she broke the glass ceiling in an era where there were only several leadership positions held by women across the nation. Today, she specializes in matters before the State Attorney General, Federal Communications Commission, and the Federal Trade Commission, focusing her practice on helping clients understand and meet their regulatory compliance obligations. As Attorney General, Montgomery dramatically increased state support for local law enforcement and rebuilt all of Ohio's crime labs, and introduced DNA testing and 21st century technology to Ohio. She has earned a national reputation for her focus on protecting consumers. Montgomery is the former chair of Bowling Green State University's Board of Trustees. During her time on the board, BGSU experienced strong growth of enrollments, record fundraising, and a physical rebirth of facilities, along with strategic gains in student success. Public servant, political trailblazer, Ohio's advocate, but most importantly, a Falcon. President Rogers and I will now present Betty Montgomery with her honorary degree, hood, and diploma.
Well, this has been a rare honor for me. I want to thank you. I particularly want to thank the board, the faculty, the families, and the students, and also the administrators. We are very fortunate, and I think you know better than I, that you have a remarkable leader in Rodney Rogers. And it's with his leadership that Bowling Green has been a leader in so many matters over these years. You know, it's difficult to give a graduation speech. I don't remember who gave my graduation speech. I don't expect you to remember me in giving a graduation speech. You know, you worry about, can I be memorable or will I be boring? Will I be too long or will I be too short? Or will I be just too much? You know, it's a big day. Your Bowling Green experience, I'm not telling these students anything they don't know already, during the pandemic was, to say the least, unusual, but also remarkable, and perhaps a little disappointing. I have to say, as sitting on that board, I watched this faculty in a heartbeat turn from in-person teaching to online teaching, a remarkable feat in a very short and difficult moment. I watched the administrators work to give you as good an experience as you possibly could behind the mask and in front of a computer. You know, I was on the board during the pandemic, and I can tell you that your experience clearly is different than most of our academics' experience. And you may have probably been a bit disappointed. You may have wished that the pandemic hadn't changed your experience. It tested you. It tested the university. It taught you to pivot, just as this university did, to make this experience rich, rewarding, for you to grow. Perhaps the experience of generations in your family that your family has faced it might give you some perspective on the challenges and perhaps the disappointments that you still might harbor as you faced the pandemic and its consequence. Some of you have heard me say this before, but I want to take you back a little bit and have you understand a little bit in perspective what your experience is compared to your family's experiences. Your great-great-grandparents experienced a seismic change as the world changed from agriculture to industrial. There was a huge upheaval of a social upheaval. I remember my grandmother, who lived with me with my family for 25 years, telling us, born in 1900, telling us, I stood in line with a whole bunch of people in Altoona, Pennsylvania, while we watched the four-car parade, because we had never seen a car before. That's not that long ago for many of us. There was great movements from farm to city. There was a great wealth disparity. There were generations without this was a generation without the social safety nets. They didn't have Social Security. They didn't have welfare. They certainly didn't have child labor laws. My grandmother, again, had siblings, 7 siblings, 8 children. Father died at 8 when she was 8. All of those siblings had to leave school. At 6th grade, she was in a sweatshop 6 days a week, 12 hours a day, earning pennies to help bring home money to support the family. They confronted the pandemic of 1918 without a vaccine, and almost 700,000 Americans died, and millions across the world did. And they confronted World War I, the most bloody, mechanical war the world had ever seen. Your great-grandparents, my parents' generation, the greatest generation, suffered through a devastating and prolonged depression, World War II, where America and my father stepped into the fray and said, we need to save the world from genocide and fascism. My father, your great-grandparents, marched off to yet another war. My mother, like so many others, left the home to support the family. And after World War II, they faced the threat of nuclear annihilation, an existential threat the world had never seen before. Your grandparents, my generation, I'm that old, we witnessed the assassination of John F. Kennedy, Robert F. Kennedy, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, and I can still remember that morning when I watched the assassination of the murderer of John F. Kennedy on television. It was shocking. There was unrest. The civil rights movement was in full bloom. Our cities were on fire. There were riots. The Vietnam War was in full bloom, unfortunately, with thousands of demonstrations. And then, on my graduation, several weeks before graduation, Kent State happened, and students were killed. And I am very proud to say that Bowling Green is reflected what we see today. We were the only public university in the state that stayed open, and our students sat and talked and discussed without riots the issues of the day. And for you parents, your parents sitting in this audience or watching on television, they once more are facing a huge change. They once more are facing the kind of disappointment maybe you did. They're facing job displacement, the Great Recession, the rise of social media and its curses and its blessings, fake news, 9/11 and the terrorism that followed it, the wars of Afghanistan and Iraq and Iran, artificial intelligence, but most importantly, the loss of trust in each other, our institutions, and our very country. Now, why am I speaking of this today? Because I don't mean for you to think that I'm denying the challenges that you faced in these last couple of years. They've been difficult and disappointing often. Why is just to give you the perspective that each generation has had its challenges and its disappointments. They met those challenges, not always perfectly, but they soldiered on. How you have responded to those challenges is a mark of your character. We hope that we have given you the tools at Bowling Green to meet those challenges, because everyone has these challenges where your dreams and aspirations are confronted by life itself. The questions for each of you now at this graduation and going forward is, how well will you respond to change and to disappointment? What will you learn from them? Have you let them defeat you? Did you give up on your dreams? Have you let them make you a victim with a chip on your shoulder? Have they given you an entitlement to complain? The answers to these questions define your character? Did you learn anything from those challenges? What did you learn about yourself? What did you learn about the world? Did you find different paths to your goals or different goals? And if you didn't, then you should look to this faculty and to these administrators who tried to find the paths for you when it was so difficult early on. Did you meet these challenges while still remaining open to new ideas? As Dr. Rogers talked about, being curious and open. Were you kind to those around you? Did you never give up on yourself or your dreams? Did you persevere? Did you find new strengths in yourself? You know, my parents set standards. They didn't set limits. My church set standards. Your character makes your life. Don't limit yourself by grievance or fear, or heaven forbid, don't underestimate yourself and your capacities. Don't let others define you or underestimate you. You all have God-given talents. Discover them, celebrate them, use them. I remember as a county prosecutor, when I was running for county prosecutor, I remember the very last door I knocked on in Bowling Green. There were no women prosecutors in the state. 88 counties, no women prosecutors. I remember knocking on a door that last day before the election. And the gentleman who answered the door looked at me and said, "You don't think Wood County is going to elect a woman, do you?" And I thought to myself, that says more about you than it is ever going to say about me or the people who vote. And I can remember when I was running for Attorney General, and everyone in the polls said, "You can't win." And I thought to myself, well, let's just see how that works out. I am not going to lose by giving up on myself. And believe me, we win not by just ourselves, but by golly, you've got to put the work in yourself. And you can't give up on yourself, and you can't let people define you, put you in a box. You have all something to contribute. Don't be afraid to risk. Don't be afraid that, I can remember when I was running for the state senate, I already had a job. I was going to I was not opposed. I was going to have my job for another 4 years in the election. And I was asked to run for the state senate just several weeks before the filing deadline. And I remember going to bed and saying to myself, well, if I lose, I won't have a job. And I have a job now, and I'm going to have a job for the next 4 years. And then I went to bed, and I said to myself, what would I think of myself if I didn't try? Would my world be filled at the end of my day with if-onlys or what-ifs? So I'm going to say to you, don't be afraid to risk. And by the way, don't be afraid to fail. Because I failed miserably in 2006. I had 3 wonderful terms in state office, but 2006 was not a good election, and I didn't win. I failed on a stage of 11.5 million people, the audience, Ohio, for reasons I couldn't control. And I said to myself, and I was very sad, I was disappointed, embarrassed. But as I told you, your character defines your life, how you win and how you lose. I believe the good Lord often gives you what you need, not what you want. I believe that out of failure, like the prairie grass after a fire, brings new life and new opportunities. And what happened was, despite that loss, I was grateful because for 12 years I had been given the opportunity to serve. And I pivoted as we ask you to do, and as you've had to do your entire college career here at Bowling Green. Set goals, set new goals. Trust yourself. One door closed, but another door opened, and as a result, I was asked to sit on the Bowling Green State University Board of Trustees, my highest honor. And most importantly for you, I think, live by a standard greater than yourself. Measure yourself regularly against that standard. Remember, you will fail regularly against that standard. You won't measure up all the time, but keep trying. If you strive to be kind, if you strive to be generous and open, and as Dr. Rogers said, curious and fair and engaged in your world, this generation will face, you can define yourself, and this generation can define itself as our next greatest generation. Let me close by saying, in our democracy, I've talked to you about your personal responsibility, but you have another responsibility. Our country needs you desperately. Each of you will decide how our country is and will be. Collectively, your character creates the country's character and reflects our country's goals and beliefs and aspirations. I spoke of you, of your character, but collectively, will you continue to have this country be the beacon of hope? Will your character and our collective character continue to have us aspire to the founding fathers' ideals? I should say fathers and mothers, may I correct myself. Will you constantly have us measure ourselves against those standards and ideals? We are a unique country. We are not bound together by shared ethnicity. We are not bound together by shared language even. We're certainly not bound together by a uniform culture. But where we are bound together, unlike any country in the world, is by the idea that we can be free, that we are all created equal. And we are not a country that exists because we live at the end of the barrel of a gun by those who would tell us how we have to live. We exist because of an idea of freedom. We can think by ourselves, we can speak by ourselves, we can meet by ourselves, because we're all equal. And yes, we've often failed in those ideals. We cannot stop aspiring to meet those standards, and today, as you all know, we're divided. We're afraid, and we often make our people we disagree with our enemies. Now, I find that very ironic. We are a huge country. We say, as a bedrock of our country, that you have a right to an opinion, every one of you. Each of you are equal. And I doubt that we're going to get a unanimous vote on every issue. We are, by definition, going to disagree because we are allowed to express our opinions freely. If we are to enjoy this country's freedoms and rewards, if you are to protect those freedoms and rewards, you have to do the hard work of citizenship in a very diverse country. You know, Teddy Roosevelt warned us about democracy not being a spectator sport. We had to get in the arena. We had to get muddy. We had to do the hard work of an engaged citizen. BGSU has given you those tools. We want you to be engaged citizens. Shelby Foote, the noted historian, reminded us that our democracy, by design, and because we are all equal and we can all speak our own opinions freely, Shelby Foote said compromise is a necessary tool for governance in a diverse society, and it is the cornerstone. We need to be, and our challenge is to take compromise and make certain we compromise and listen, but we also understand where the line is drawn, where we're not going to be compromised. We look to you, the next generation, standing on the shoulder of your parents and your grandparents and your great-parents, grandparents, and your ancestors before you, to pick up the mantle of democracy, to honor its blessings, to make us live up to our standards and ideals, to engage in democracy and in governing, to engage in open opinions, and to listen and consider, to be civil, to respect the rule of law, to be kind, to be generous. We look to the class of 2023, perhaps our next greatest generation, to protect this country's standards and its promise. We look for you to lead. You have been given these tools. You are graduating from Bowling Green State University, a public university for the public good. You are falcons. Spread your wings and fly.
Thank you, Dr. Montgomery. We now have a special message of congratulations.
What an honor for a great Ohioan. Congratulations, Betty. You work hard, you serve well, and you have been a trailblazer, which is inspiring to all of us. From your early career days as Wood County prosecutor, to being the first woman elected as Ohio Attorney General, to being the first woman elected auditor of state, in each of your jobs, you've been an innovator. When I was elected Attorney General, I told everyone that you were my role model as to how an Attorney General should run the office. You continue to serve others through the many foundations and boards you are a part of today. You continue to innovate and lead as a member of the State Medical Board. And along the way, your love for Bowling Green State University has been steady and strong. You've done so much for the university where you were once a student, and more recently served on the board and served as the chair of the board. Personally, I know your deep commitment to making, well, everyone and everything better. Whether that's a problem that needs solving, a department that needs managing, a person who needs uplifting. You're a smart, steady, committed public servant, a classy example of someone who makes Ohio a better place, and those who know you lucky and grateful. Congratulations on this well-deserved recognition, Dr. Betty Montgomery. While you've spent your life in service to others, today we celebrate you.
So thank you, Dr. Montgomery, and it is certainly a pleasure to have you back at your alma mater. And certainly as president of BGSU, we extend our sincere thanks for your leadership, advocacy, and commitment, not just to Bowling Green State University, but to Ohio and to our nation. We are certainly stronger and better because of you, and we are certainly proud to call you an honorary doctorate recipient and alumna of Bowling Green State University. Congratulations, Dr. Montgomery. I now invite Provost Whitehead to present our students as candidates for the degrees to be granted today. Provost Whitehead.
Thank you again, President Rogers. As Provost and Chief Academic Officer at Bowling Green State University, I have the honor to recommend our graduates for their degrees. Earlier today, our doctoral candidates were escorted by their faculty mentors, advisors, and were hooded at a special ceremony to personally celebrate their degree accomplishments. I now call upon Dean of the Graduate College, Dr. Jennifer Waldron, to present the doctoral and master's candidates.
President Rogers and members of the Board of Trustees, on behalf of the faculty of the Graduate College and the academic degree granting colleges, I am pleased and honored to present the doctoral and master's candidates and recommend them for degrees.
Leipold. Arthur Joseph Lewandowski. Hassani Indule Patharana. Redeema Rajesh Sharma. Sarah Ellen Ford. Lindsay Marie Hamilton. Jesse Thomas Reese. Logan Warren Johnson. And that concludes the recognition of the doctoral candidates. Chloe A. McConnell. Angelica Maria Esquivel. Kelly Ann Kurtzhals Geiger. Molly Marissa Weiland. Kangsen Mpako Musango. Gabriel Frederick Pine. Samuel Michael Burt. Michael Abraham Beard. Madison Brooks Ratcliffe. Kennedy Ray Lamont. Paul Gabriel Villafranco. Joshua James Slayton. Kaylee Regan Warnament. Bryce Lynn Kruger. Haley Elizabeth Shipley. Jenna Marilyn Sewell. Tuba Amin. Peyton Kelsey Rohrer. Shelby May Civils. Nicholas James Schofield. Cassandra Elaine Fager. Shelby McKenna Royster. Matthew Colin Lewis. Austin James Kepling. Jason Michael Meckie. Zaria Maya Baynard. Taylor Simone Dews. Sydney A. Barrett. Caitlin June Clark. Annika Rose Reddig. Kristen Lee Miller. Matthew Richard Karlovic. Matthew's diploma is being presented to him by his spouse, Amy Karlovic, Assistant Director of Graphic Design in the Office of Marketing and Brand Strategy. Elena M. Brubaker. Elena's diploma is being presented to her by her mother, Laura Brubaker, Assistant Clinical Professor in the College of Health and Human Services. Reagan Payne Rubik. Reagan's diploma is being presented to her by her father, Mark Rubik, member of the BGSU Alumni Board. Jennifer Lynn Morelli. Finis Tisheye Zerai. Felicity Dugbatse. Anase Raji. Jillian Lorraine Hallisey. Genesis Camille Jordan, Sarah Renee Richter, Michael Ofori, Jacob Irving Mitchell, Nicholas Karuki Kinyanju, Bankole Olaji Martins, Keon Antonio Camden, Foster Christopher Zaylor, Solomon Yawson, Stephan Kokora Idu, Godwill Bruce Narco, Nicholas Neon, Talawase Pelumi Ojo, Felicia Cameron, Delaney Misun Shin, Monica Volante, Shelby Cooney, Suzanne S. Midden, Bethany Jean Buchanan, Amanda Christine Gargick, Melissa Catherine Ladd, Jeswitha Ravala, Pramati Baru, Tony Marie Bernard, Samira Rifat Prova, Ololade Margaret Fahiyi, Hule Mumwawu, Akin Kumi Ibrahim Oseni, Alawatobi Joseph Idowu, Alexis Beatrice Marie Garlick, Tina Nundy, Seth Lee Dixon, Cassidy Morgan Shankar, Darby Ann Baird, Aubrey Huber, Thomas Paul, Catherine Noel Biggie, Zoe Ray Rupp, Victor Thomas Sen, Rachel Cecily Larson, Lydia Marie Applin, Emily Nicole Stevenart, Alyssa Hernandez, Jeffrey Robert Tudoro II, Sierra Sky Nathans, John Luke Joseph Martin, Latorian Janae Penn, Todd Allen Kitzler II, Sodiq Abiodun Ambali, Richard M. Robinkoff, Stephanie Scott Weaver, Bethany Alexandria Klein, Jennifer M. Alice Roth, Cheryl Helmke, Caitlin Ballinger, Sydney Schwei, Lisa M. Garcia, Aaron Wilburn, Heidi Lynn Robinson, Maria Alexandria Ochoa, Donald Lewis Hughes III, Robert Donald Bergstrom, Thomas Frederick Cassidy, Tammy S. Dukes, Shannon Page Kaiser,
Brittany Rise. Catherine Ann Dosek. Jessica Omega Smith. Ashra Regmi. Pragya Kanal. Ying Xie. James Everett Wade Hawkins. Bobby B. Irwin. Evans Nati Tete. Iman Kazrak. Tomiwa Alatunbosun Omoteso. Shajad Rezvani Barujeni. Wisdomen Yintian Zango. Avery D. Barnett. Megan Marie Sexton. Amanda Jean Rutherford. Paige Fielder. Carla Michelle Fitzgerald. Jim Williams. Keith Douglas Peterson Jr. Nicholas Cosentino. Jennifer Dawn Shuley. Atsushi Yoshida. Andrew Christopher Ruzek. Marquesa Lavette Horton. Christopher Wayne Charles. Connor Anthony Shank. Evan Mitchell Doherty. Hunter Newton Ledig. Alexander Rolf Barber. Katie Francis Hemfling. Ala El Madhoun. Rashard Thomas. Layla Alexandra Morris. Tyler David Johnson. Melanie Singh. Khalil J.M. Rashid. Corey Scott. Jack Nicholas Kiesau. Sarah Ellen Miller. Angela Marie Nicholas. Andrew Michael Nalitz. Zarisha Shale Neal. Stephen J. Kammeyer. Chris Allen Lovett. Esther Ndungi Galawala. Jamila Banks Wall. Morgan Lee Prakar. Kayla Renee Bates. Gina T. Baggett. Caitlin Irene Biesecker. Nicole Holder. Alexis Joy Clark. Danielle Marie McQuillan. Jessica Lynn Jerolim. Dawn Susan Scarpetti. Ruth Ann Marie Day. Michael Christopher Lloyd. Travis Gerald Caskey. Kevin Crane. Morgan Danielle Quinley. Esther Olawakimi Popula. April Marie Lynch. Chelsea Marie Sadlick. Samantha Taylor Shook. Brittany Ann Murphy. Sierra Michelle McGee. Alexis Chrislyn Weidenholt. Natalie Joanne Martin. Natalie Lynn Alexander. Margaret Rose Weaver. Allison Lee Johnston. Brianna Therese Snow. Michael Dwayne Bishop Jr. Rihanna Rose Redman. Majedi Alazarani. Tasha Faye Adamski. Letitia Ann Highsmith. Lee Oliver Hall. Casey Ann Smith. Hannah Noel Craig. Nicole May Weaver. Jennifer Janosek. Stephanie L. Harvey. Sierra McNeely. Drew Joseph Geringer. Brooke Lynn Casperson. Chloe Pearl Beaker. Kelly Brianna Turk. Caitlin Elizabeth Meyer. Cassidy Fark. Matthew Dennis Perrette. John William Welch. Katie M. Klug. Christine Deborah Bizel. Abbas Opayemi Suara. Caitlin Nicole Moore. Elizabeth Ann Keller. Jenna Marie Wurzel. Caitlin Finn Schwartz. Claire Gallagher Sandsburn. Jillian Paige Bowerman. Christina McFarland. Abby Lynn Sweeney. Shauna Elizabeth Jones. Gabriela Marie Amasano. Anna Marie Petsis. Andrew Patrick McNutt. Matansha Siam McGuire. Janae Anna James. Daryl Leonard Zimmerman McCoy. Trent Joseph Allen. Christina Lynn Freeman. Matthew Paul Talone. Jessica Lynn Patton Hoffman. Gretchen Ilsa Thomas. Nicholas John Malandowski. Jonathan Thomas McCullough. Alexis Nicole Lang. Kelsey Ashton Lane. Natalie Elizabeth Meredith. Madeline, Jane Kahn. Beth Ann Croft. Jonathan David Ralston. Joshua Daniel Lawless. Allison Rose Petrina. Julia Christine Bell. Hunter C. Trump. Madison Ray Engelbert. Alexa Joy Sir Lewis. Jordan Lee St. Julian. Plamidi Saiva Katasavanko. Morgan Elizabeth Bogovich. Abigail Renee Bischoff. Lee Marie Crawford. Brittany Renee Haas. Cole Martin Cuneo. Corinne Justine Riley. Molly Elizabeth Riesenberg. Megan Ann Musso. Madison Danielle Schrader. Brenna Carlin Shaw. Taylor Renee Haley. Stephanie Anne Marie Donchison. Justine V. Hyder. Courtney Alexis Hahn. Ashley Elizabeth Singer. Emily Good. Taylor Ann Haberland. Nina Marie Russo. Ayana Marie Getz. Abby Grace Weidlich. Nora Lynn Herndon. Abigail Kathleen Dillon. Emma Suzanne Nunemaker. Caitlin Nicole Recker. Mackenzie Gabrielle Twardzik. Tara Lynn Heitz. Claire Isabel Tobolis. Viviana Sanchez Vigil. Elena Elizabeth Baca. Morgan Christine Call. Tanisha Chaudhry. Anna Elizabeth Stollard. Paige Lindsay Kraft. Mary Gase. Caitlin Rose Schrader. Alexandria Gabriella Burke. Paige Krebs. Christina Joy Brode. Alexia Lorraine Romo. Aaliyah Shanae Rednauer. Yuli Zhao. Yue Zhang. Shi Qing Li. Chun Hai Lam. Julian Roger Green. Eventhea Panagu. Sotirios Kaimakamis. Jennifer Ashley Lewis. Francisca de Castanjero de Fritas. Kirsten Elizabeth Nordland. Leslie Rudin. Malika Lauren Brower. Janelle Ruth Preheim. Amadio Christian Rauberson. Kirby Lalit Lights. James Brian O'Donnell. Benjamin Michael Dubert. Tin Han Aaron Chung. Sierra Edma Wojciech. Lauren Jennifer Nichols. Abby Noel Klein. Mariah Renee Stadel. Martha Hudson. Gwendolyn Ann Oseberg. Derek Charles Kondo. Alexander Lewis Kuhn. Aaron Nathaniel Rajan Let. Anna Teresa Mirko. Lucy Ann Kimball. Thomas Edwin Wheeler. Mackenzie Catherine Haney. Bradley James Strang. Harun Ahmed. Siva Kumar Manamala. Imran Shajid Mohammed. Ridhi Mayukumar Vyas. Usainu Jata. Anthony Opuku. Ohima Agyeman Barima. Michael C. Stanley. Dennis Jacob Sauter. Amy Marie Kindle Behrens. Lindsay Ann Rechterman. Betty Lynn Crodel Berenson. Gabriella Nicole Spetz. Yazan Iman Sahawana. Peyton James Hampton. Kendall Andrew Iman. Austin W. Wisman. Saeed Omer Ahmed Kadri. Mansoor Mohammed Masood. Zain Habib Hassan Bilfaqwa. Abu Bakr Mohammed Rahimuddin. Ibrahim Mohammed. Sawati Aurora. Mud Parvez Sheikh. Babatunde Olayide. And this concludes the recognition of the master's degree candidates.
Thank you, Dean Waldron. Before I call upon our deans to present our undergraduate candidates, I would like to recognize those students who have excelled in their academic endeavors and are graduating with academic distinction and honors. This is indeed a great achievement for these graduates and their families. Bowling Green State University congratulates you for your commitment and your success. And so I recognize the following students. There are 1,063 students receiving degrees with Latin honors this commencement at Bowling Green State University. To graduate cum laude, a student must have a cumulative grade point average of at least 3.5. Would those graduating with the distinction of cum laude please stand and be recognized? Thank you. To graduate magna cum laude, a student must have a grade point average of 3.75. Would those graduating with the distinction of magna cum laude please stand and be recognized? Thank you. And finally, to graduate with the distinction of summa cum laude requires a 3.9 grade point average. Would those graduating with the distinction of summa cum laude please stand and be recognized? Thank you. Congratulations. Bowling Green is proud to recognize graduates who complete their entire collegiate academic experience with a perfect 4.0 grade point average. A select group of 126 students have achieved the Presidential Award and are wearing a special medallion and orange graduation cap in recognition of this award. With those graduating with the distinction of the President's Award, please stand and be recognized. Thank you and congratulations. It is now my pleasure to introduce the Dean of the Honors College, Dr. Simon Morgan Russell, to share a few comments.
Thank you, Provost Whitehead. I am pleased to recognize the outstanding achievement of our students who have been honored through Phi Beta Kappa, Phi Kappa Phi, and who are in the Honors College. Phi Beta Kappa and Phi Kappa Phi are each one of the world's leading academic honor societies. Only about 10% of higher education institutions in the world have Phi Kappa Phi and Phi Beta Kappa chapters, and Bowling Green State University is proud to be one such institution. In addition, we have 79 students from our Honors College who are graduating this weekend. The University Honors Program was established in 1978, and it was designated as the Honors College in 2013. This community of scholars completes designated coursework and an honors project, which includes independent research. These students must maintain a 3.5 grade point average or higher in all of their coursework. They are wearing the honors medallion, a symbol of their academic success. Would our Phi Beta Kappa, Phi Kappa Phi, and Honors College candidates please stand and be recognized? Thank you. Please be seated.
BGSU was founded in 1910 as a normal school, focusing on teaching and education. More than 112 years later, we have significantly grown to 9 academic colleges. To honor where we began, we will present our undergraduate candidates by the order in which our colleges were founded. I now call upon Dean Jennifer Percival to present the candidates for baccalaureate degrees from the Allen W. and Carol M. Smithhorst College of Business.
Good evening, everyone. Of the Allen W. and Carol M. Smithhorst College of Business. President Rogers, members of the Board of Trustees, on behalf of the faculty of the Smithhorst College of Business, it is my pleasure and honor to present these candidates and recommend them for degrees.
Before we start, we have a special announcement. Gabriella Nicole Spatz has already walked across the stage once because she earned her Master of Architecture, and she also is earning her Master of Business Administration. So she changed, and we'd like to honor her for a second time. Mark Tanner Allen Zeiler. Carter Lawson Womack, cum laude. Gabriella Autumn Ballard, cum laude. Kiara Nicole Goldsmith. Andrew Scott Abraham. Hope Mackenzie Chafin. Stephen Michael Teal. Monique Marie Smith. Javava Jean Perry. Kiara C. Warren. Delaney Jade Reimer. Meg Renee Emke. Thomas Kenneth Woodrow Otto. Ty Robert Norden. Brady Everett Skyman. Catherine Ann O'Connell, magna cum laude. Ryan Andrew Cortes, cum laude. Alexander George Ensel. Douglas Connor Allison. Tyler Michael Fremont. Nicholas L. Martin. Luke Matthew Schimpf. Tyler Robert Janowski. Daniel Joseph Shayer. Lourdes Leana Selenes. Zachary Joseph Wolf, cum laude. Grady Adam Cadell, magna cum laude. James Michael Shanur, summa cum laude. Andrew Michael Collins, summa cum laude, presidential honors. Jacob Douglas Boy, magna cum laude. Lily Marie Chamberlain. Paige Dove. Paige's diploma is being presented to her by her mother, Kelly Dove, administrative assistant in the economics department. Leighton Alexander Holler. Cameron Kendall Subert. Sean Robert O'Donnell, cum laude. Jake Allen Stucker. Jake's diploma is being presented to him by his mother, Jennifer Stucker, associate professor in the School of Art, summa cum laude, and presidential honors. Anastasia Valentina Horvath. Lillian Macy Powlak. Madison Paige Hunt. Ioana Dimitri Sadara, magna cum laude. Amanda Leigh Meltek, summa cum laude. Allison Sandra Kovac. Garrett David Mainin, cum laude. Joseph Barclay Lignese, magna cum laude. Montana Mariana Jones, summa cum laude. Sophia Catherine Weber. Juliana Petrak. Amber Lynn Saxon, cum laude. Kennedy Kathleen White, cum laude. Zachary Jonathan Rose, cum laude. Raymond Chase Denull. Adam Peters. Connor R. Tumlin, summa cum laude, presidential honors. Cohen Whitney Croft, cum laude. Brianna May Collins. Ellie Michelle Barnett. Olivia T. Ann Reeser. Devin Michael Caldwell. Franco Antonio Grasso, cum laude. Marco Marino Carlone. Claire Elise Regal, magna cum laude. Sophie Van Weasel. Abby Marie Reynolds, summa cum laude. Kaylee Roselle Riemann, summa cum laude. Catherine Ann Kremspesky, summa cum laude, university honors, and presidential honors. Joshua Paul Groth, magna cum laude. Susanna Lynn Marie Davidson, cum laude. Taylor Mackenzie Hoover, magna cum laude. Tawan Kwan Nugent, summa cum laude, presidential honors. Matthew Reed Gillian. Jaran Darrell Wenrick. Peyton Alexandra Ganich. Lauren Grubb, cum laude. Hannah Faye Saxton, summa cum laude. Alexander Jefferson Jones, magna cum laude. Ryan Christopher Rump. Ryan's diploma is being presented to him by his father, Christopher Rump, Associate Professor, Applied Statistics. Connor Andrew Judy, cum laude. Carter Hawk. Caden Bradford Anderson. Connor Joseph McCain. Connor's diploma is being presented to him by his mother, Margaret McCain, Recruitment and Employment Specialist in the Office of Human Resources. Avery Maxwell Garola, cum laude. Jacob James Orrope. Andrew James Bobbitt. Monte Singh Chanel. Joseph Charles McVar. Cameron Tyler Cottonbrock, cum laude. Cruz Walker Bryant. Nathan Lawrence Cups, cum laude. Caden Nan Stant, summa cum laude, presidential honors. Brooke Marie Homan, magna cum laude. Erin Catherine Cheney, summa cum laude. Jacob Francis Smith Hissler. James William Lang. Noah Jackson Warner. Bryson Wesley Andrews. Hayden Brock Turk. Joseph Patrick Conroy III. Jack H. Quensenberry. Jacob Carl Pogan, cum laude. Olivia Jane Womack, summa cum laude. Carmelita McGowan Martin, magna cum laude. Leah Brianne Scala. Bree Destiny Mears. Quentin Edward Graybeer, cum laude. Cameron Lee McNeil, cum laude. Alexander Stone Mattern. Alexia Jane Arrowwood. Olutupe Lajuputu. Ashley Ann Helms. Paige Marie Freeworth. Julia Diane Egan. William Douglas Bushong, summa cum laude. Cameron Jacob Bowes. Alexander Thomas Barshewski. Mackenzie McDevitt Lewis, cum laude. Chase Adams. Lindsay K. Berg, magna cum laude. Elizabeth K. McKeever. Drew C. McCarty. Frankie Abigail Moore. Brandon P. Kifford. Hunter Charles Schlatterback. Dominic Joseph Peck. Devin Cage Garcia. Catherine Ann Spinelli, cum laude. Peyton Mackenzie Hedges. Alexander Charles Widow. Alexander Lee Collins. Samuel Lindsay Moon. Cassidy Edwards, cum laude. Shannon Nicole Ward, magna cum laude. Davanin Lee Madole Peredo. Brianna Elaine Vanden Bosch, cum laude. Macy Lynn Grimes. Hannah Joan Gersparker. Anna Gabriella Kondrick. Ryan Pushki, cum laude. Ian Thomas Johnson, magna cum laude. Daniel Mitchell Putoff, cum laude. Matthew Christopher Diamond, summa cum laude, University Honors, Presidential Honors. Nathaniel James Ruffman, magna cum laude, University Honors. Morgan Bridget Campbell, summa cum laude. Colin Robert Hempfling, summa cum laude, Presidential Honors. Emma Marie Ellerbrook, cum laude. Kyle Thomas Lynch, cum laude. Jonathan Walter Vege. Bryce Chires Heilman, cum laude. Dylan Michael Fichette, summa cum laude. Caleb Thomas McGeorge. Andrew George Bench. James Henry Gherkin. Carter Montgomery Swank, cum laude. Caden Reese Pittman. Caden Mathis Spader. Justin Warnament. Caitlin Hudak, cum laude. Kaylee Nicole Carson. Vanessa Jolene Porter. Connor Allen Osborne, magna cum laude. Bridget Bailey. Bradley M. Hoover. Jacob Leonard Bargy, summa cum laude, Presidential Honors. Tracy Renee Balster, cum laude. Zachary Francis Nieport, summa cum laude. Zachary Michael Niekamp. Nathan Patrick Marshall, cum laude. Carson Donald Flynn, cum laude. Jean Rocco Longbreak. Alexander Alvin Kennedy, summa cum laude, University Honors. Zachary Bryant Gonzalez, summa cum laude. Gina Michelle Fraudel, cum laude. Emily Marie Mudd. Emma Catherine Land, summa cum laude. Ashley Morgan Shophoker. Hogan James Thomas, magna cum laude, University Honors. Luke David Dollenhouse, summa cum laude, Presidential Honors. McKenna Ann Ben-Scooter. Hannah Morgan Shoemaker, magna cum laude. Ronnie Hanshi Shin. Kennedy Newth. Angela Marie Agati, summa cum laude. Allison Paige Coates, magna cum laude. Caitlin Elizabeth Molnar. Jenna Marie Majian, cum laude. Madeline Elizabeth Lamb, cum laude. Ashley Nicole Wise. Isaiah John Washburn. Cade Patrick Carnicum, cum laude. Trevor Allen Cobb. Austin Gerald Lighthill. Nathaniel Arthur Weaver. Jade Victoria Rush, cum laude. Olivia Harmolo Flores. Ireland Jean Elizabeth Hutchkins. Mackenzie Ann Cameron. Mara Rose McEntry. Amanda N. Four. Jaron Patricio Vasquez. Nolan Robert Sizemore. Benjamin Edward Hugenberg. Jackson Gerald Kamen. Michael Jacob Mitchell. Rudy James Repologal, summa cum laude, presidential honors. McLaurin Ray Morrissey. Simon John Smith, cum laude. Benjamin Robert Miller, cum laude. Trey Everett Hortzman. Noah Matthew Smith. Justin David Loma. Noah Allen Pulowski, cum laude. Joseph Anthony Grave, magna cum laude. Curtis Jeffrey Mortspitzer. Andrew Joseph Baumgardner, cum laude. Max Anthony Harris. Logan Jeffrey Woods. Allison Haley Toby. Kylie Aaron Went. Maria Desjus Rodriguez. James Craven Grivawalt. Mitchell Wolfram. Greta Marie Lesperance, summa cum laude. Elaine Ad Bizak. Sydney Renee Stepp, summa cum laude, presidential honors. Rigo Alonzo Ramos, cum laude. Jackson Andrew Kraus, magna cum laude, university honors. Kyle Joseph Gurney, summa cum laude. Adam James Fallon, cum laude. Parker Garrett Heydrich. Parker's diploma is being presented to him by his stepfather, Bob Sabo, former chair of the BGSU Board of Trustees. Tyler Jeffrey Ross, magna cum laude. Duncan Lorraine Falk. Kaylee Nicole Boldman. Florence M. Hayes. Jaden France Mavini, cum laude. Alexander James Ferdback. Anhan Nugent, cum laude. Tanton Hawang. Sherry Lee. Bradley Michael Watroba. Christopher Joseph Hybel. Tyler Joseph Maroose. Vincent Albert Pasquale, cum laude. Nathan Wagaman. Donovan Keith Bickelhole. George Cameron Cole. Storm Michael Woodward. Lorenzo Breton Mills. Gabriel Yufat Tafasi. Nicholas Ryan Marsh. Alexander Giavoni, magna cum laude. Drew James Spike. Lauren Faith Chobin. Christian James Peak. Austin James Murphy. Parker Charles Johnson. Kyle Robert Kaufman. Zachary David Hotelling, cum laude. Nolan Patrick Carr. Evan Michael Barker. Peyton James Tights, cum laude. Aiden Joanne Saliga. Jackson Drake Roter. Ellie Nicole Bales, cum laude. Sydney Nicole Flora, summa cum laude, presidential honors. Lucas James Donahue, magna cum laude. Gurte Singh Puri, summa cum laude. Rowan Marcus Newland, summa cum laude, university honors. Trinity Taylor Henderson. Isabel Grace Stalter. Brianne Michaela Charles. Jimmy Lee Jones Jr., cum laude. Dondria Renee Elizabeth Hendricks. Amira A. Marshall, cum laude. Elizabeth Erin Schofield, summa cum laude. Robert Allen Traynor. Charmaine Nicole Sparks. Justin Godoy, cum laude. Karina Jane, CNCO. Nolicus Biagio Latone. Hannah Joan Mag. Laura Elizabeth Clyburn. Daniel Thomas Kabesser. Sean Patrick Gallagher. Hannah B. Bean. Madison A. Mucci. Spencer Allen Ingerson. Nathaniel James Digby. Joan Marie Hallett. Malo Ray Hamid, magna cum laude. Luther Frederick Chenu. Luther's diploma is being presented to him by his parents, Don Chenu, Dean of the College of Education and Human Development, and Rick Bussell, Associate Professor in the School of Media and Communication. He's coming. Dylan Dingus. Nam Wee Zhang. Nam Hu Zhang Wevam, summa cum laude, presidential honors. Derek Jeffrey Dodanos. Ryan James McAldowney. Andrew Timothy Tucker. Jake Dominic Strata. Griffin Little. Patrick Meyer Day. Drew Gunther. Brennan Lee Speece, cum laude. Justin Mitchell Sheets, cum laude. Daniel R. Lenhart. Tatiana Hope Leffler. Alexis Elaine Klepek. Juliana Marie Hansen. Alec Aaron Fisher. Tyler C. Kanisha, cum laude. This concludes the recognition of the bachelor degree candidates from the Allen W. and Carol M. Schmidhorst College of Business.
Good evening. I'm Andy Kurtz, Dean of Firelands College. President Rogers and members of the Board of Trustees, on behalf of the faculty of Firelands College, I am pleased and honored to present these candidates and recommend them for degrees.
Reese Elizabeth Blair. Nicole K. Blair. Daylin D. Curry. Thomas James Sarita Jr. Danielle R. Kowalski with distinction. Bree Corinne Dowling. Kaylin Nicole Kahn with distinction. Jocelyn Abrielle Morin. Alicia Taylor Longnecker. Rebecca Ann Good with distinction. Taylor Michelle Norwood with distinction. Zoe M. Diebold with distinction. Allison Ray Faber with distinction. Peyton Elizabeth Taylor. Caleb Michael Farmer. Derek Matthew Rogers. Morgan Ann White. Brianna Gastek. Ava Austin Grant. Caitlin Doretta Common. Rebecca Marie Axe with distinction. Misty Nicole Tidd with distinction. Brianna Lynn Gilman. Kaylee May Schoenhart with distinction. 2 degrees. Kaylee May Schoenhart with distinction again. Joseph W. Weaver with distinction. Ashley J. Chaffin. Noelle Elizabeth Jackson. Curtis J. Dietrich. Julie Deanne Nickel, cum laude. Shane Williams, cum laude. Riley Elizabeth Satterfield. Madison Marie Satterfield, 2 degrees, so we say her name twice. Mallory Elise Chapman. Carly Ann Michelle Chapman. Caven Andrew Holler. Scott A. Greenleaf. Clarissa A. Phelon. Juliana Rose Wojo. Juliana Rose Wojo, a 2nd degree. Marisol A. Fick with distinction. Mackenzie May Wilson with distinction. Abigail Lindsay Woodyard. Haley Jane Giles. Sarah Jean Kopp. Alina Grace Spears. Zoe Anastasia Crow, high distinction presidential honors. Riley Rosalind Skyery with distinction. Robert Aaron Reed III. Benjamin E. Grimm. Jonah Denise Hatfield. Sarah E. Krejci. Eric Charles Bufumo. Tyler Alexander Braisky. Spencer William Parker. Matthew James Lewis Jensen, magna cum laude. Dylan James Colton Warren. Brittany Rose Patton. Danielle Morgan Johnson. Mark Richard Atkins, class of 1983 and 2023. Christopher Westcott. Kesley Ray Wagner. Riley Ann Richardson with distinction. Savannah Banks, Presidential Honors. Sierra Elaine Robinson with distinction. Chantel Kayla Woods. Chantel Kayla Woods with a second degree. Tarvi Colette King. Isabella Grace Reeves. McKenna Lee Carter. Lydia Akehe Akon. Bethany Joy Graham, summa cum laude, Presidential Honors. Bethany Joy Graham, highest distinction, Presidential Honors. James Barton Lane. Hunter Matthew Dale. Ryan Thomas Sutherland, cum laude. John Patrick Missel. Cooper Stephen Richter. Alyssa Ann Northup, cum laude. Ian Edward Tygasser, cum laude. Alyssa Renee Hefner, magna cum laude. Rudolph Mason Kubasak. Abigail Catherine Sherrill. Christina M. Billings. Spencer Joel Pater. Zachary Michael Hinman, cum laude. Bradford Wayne Olson. Ethan Garrett Tinkey. And Kristen L. Blyler. This concludes the recognition of the associate's and bachelor degree candidates from Firelands College.
Thank you, Dean Kurtz. Will all the degree candidates please rise? Chair Isley, it is my privilege to present these candidates to you. On behalf of their faculty, advisors, and deans, I hereby recommend that degrees be conferred upon them as indicated in the official program.
Thank you, Provost Whitehead. On the recommendation of the faculty, and by the virtue of the authority vested in me as Chair of the Board of Trustees, I hereby confer upon each of you the appropriate degree as listed in the official program, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities appertaining thereto. Masters and doctorate candidates, congratulations. Graduates, congratulations. This is the appropriate moment for the symbolic change of the tassel from right to left. To our newest alumni, let me be the first to welcome you to one of the most valuable perks, a supportive network of more than 192,000 alumni around the globe. I hope all of you have had the type of experience that will empower you to tell the BG story as you begin the next journey. Welcome to the Alumni Association of Bowling Green State University. And now, for the first time as alumni of Bowling Green State University, please join in the singing of our alma mater. As performed by members of the men's chorus, the words may be found on page 54 of your program and on the screen. Alumni, please be seated. President Rogers will now make final remarks.
After the President's closing remarks, we ask our audience and guests to remain seated for the recessional while the platform participants, faculty, staff, and new alumni recess.
So thank you, Chair Isley. And so graduates, today is your day, the pinnacle of your academic career and journey here at Bowling Green State University. And so as you enter this next journey in your life, I am sure there will be obstacles which you may believe will impede your plans. And you know, for thousands of years, humans have faced challenges and obstacles. And in fact, in 17 AD, Marcus Aurelius wrote, "There is no impeding our intentions. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." So it begins with action, and you have taken action. You have found a way. You are clearly prepared to do amazing things in the next phase of your journey, perhaps more so than many of our past graduates, because you have had to adapt, persevere, and overcome all types of obstacles to earn this degree. You have been tested. You have found a way forward and are absolutely ready for what's next. And so as we close our 306th commencement ceremony, Please remember that Bowling Green will always be one of your homes, and each one of you will be forever welcome here as part of the Falcon family. And so I ask you to stay engaged with both your classmates and this university that you have enriched, a university that is far better because you chose to be here today. And on these occasions, I am reminded of a quote from Bowling Green's fourth president, Dr. Ralph McDonald, and it's inscribed on the stonework of the Bowen Thompson Student Union. And it reads, "We are linked to this institution by invisible bonds that do not wither or dissolve." We are linked to this institution. You and I, all of us, are linked to this institution by invisible bonds that do not wither or dissolve. You see, your success is our success, and our success is your success. We are forever linked to this institution. And so, as I look out to each one of you, our newest alumni, I see the next generation of thought leaders, risk takers, visionaries, and I hope big dreamers. You are graduates of a public university ready to create public good by making a difference in your career, in your family, in your alma mater, in your community, in your nation, and in the world. That is what you do. That is who we are. You are entering a new chapter in your life. You know, and this new chapter is yours to write. I cannot wait to see what you accomplish next. It will be nothing less than extraordinary. I Ziggy Zumba.
Have you ever felt like nobody was there?
Have you ever felt forgotten in the middle of nowhere?
Have you ever felt like you could disappear?
Like you could fall and no one would hear? So let that lonely feeling wash away. 'Cause maybe there's a reason to believe you'll be okay. 'Cause when you don't feel strong enough to stand,
You can reach out your hand.
and oh, someone will come running, and I know they'll take you home.
Even when the dark comes crashing through, when you need a friend to carry you, and when you're broken on the ground, you will be found. So let the sun come streaming in, 'cause you'll reach up and you'll rise again. Lift your head and look around, you will be found. You will be found. You will be found. You will be found.
You will be found. There's a place where we don't have to feel alone. And every time that you call out, you're a little less alone.
If you only say the word, from across the silence, your voice is heard. Someone will come running to take you home. Someone will come running to take you home. Even when the dark comes crashing through, when you need a friend to carry you, when you're broken on the ground, you will be found. So let the sun come streaming in, 'cause you'll reach up and you'll rise again. If you only look around, you will be found. You will be found. You will be found. Out of the shadows, the morning is breaking, and all is new, all is new. Standing on the empty, and suddenly I see that all is new, all is new. You are not alone. 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 Even when the dark comes crashing through, when you need someone to carry you, when you're broken